Tujitoe wenyewe, tusimame pamoja kulinda uhuru na umoja wetu. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote tuimbe pamoja, kuenzi shikamano hatima yetu. Tujitoe wenyewe kupambana pamoja, uhuru na umoja vitawale. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote na tujibidishe kutoa kilicho bora kwa Afrika, chimbuko la wanadamu, chemchemi ya utamaduni, tumaini letu wakati wa mafarakano. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima.
Welcome to Humans TV Africa. My name is Katom Kasta. I'm a Ugandan lawyer interested in issues, human rights, issues progress, and of course, issues to do with communication and ensuring that we empower each other. Humans TV Africa is a registered non-government organization, registered as a charity organization to do work in the world. As I speak, we have studios in Uganda, we have studios in Kenya, we have studios in Zambia, Zimbabwe, we have studios in Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, we have studios in the UK, and of course we have studios in the US. We keep growing each day and we keep inviting you to join us. In the studio is Hussein Baya, who's going to be doing the production of this show, and Hussein Baya is based in Kenya. This is us. This is Humans TV Africa, and today we want to encourage you to please subscribe to Humans TV Africa. Our handle is right there on the screen. It is Humans TV Africa. Please subscribe to our channel. It is Humans TV Africa, where we broadcast live and give you information that you don't normally get elsewhere. Today, we are handling more about Africa, exposing to you the Africa they didn't teach you in your school. This is part 6. The 10 amazing facts about Africa, part 6. Let's go into it. The 10 amazing facts about Africa. I'll give you one by one the 10 amazing facts about Africa. Africa, a continent with a beautiful people in the world. Lively, good soils, good climate, everything has been given to Africa. Why are we not moving forward? The country, the continent, everything in Africa is superb, original. But why are we not moving forward? Let us share with you the 10 amazing facts about Africa. Number 1, among the facts we are going to be sharing today is right there on your screen. Let us look at these images very fast. Very fast. Let us look at these images as I explain now. One of the things I want to tell you about Africa is once Africa and South America, listen carefully. At one point, Africa and South America, as you can see on that map, give me a minute there, don't move it. As you can see on that map, there was a continental drift, call it tectonic plates movement. Ancient history and mysteries have shown that Africa and South America were once together on one plate. but we were split apart by the formation of diverging plate boundary. This is confirmed by matches between the rocks and fossils of the two continents. Plate motion, not continent drifting. Remember that there was plate motion, not continents drifting. Explains this. Plate motion explains that Africa and South America were once on the same plate. So these two continents are still moving away from each other. That is fact number one. When you bring the part of South America, you can easily fit it in the remaining part of Africa and it will be one big vast area. Fact number two of the day. That is done. Now, fact number two and number three is that Kemetic Africa, you call it Egypt, it was never Egypt, you called it Kemet, introduced the first system for law, the first system for reading, the first system for covering the heads where you see today, lawyers, I'm a lawyer, judges and all that have that regalia. Where did it come from? The pharaohs, the kings of Africa used to cover their heads like that. Check the African kings, the kings of Kemet. Kemet is the land of black soils. Kemet is what you call Egypt. But those pharaohs used to put on like this. They used to cover their heads like that. Look at Nama, first dynasty, Zosa, Huni, Khufu, Menkure, Mentop, Thosomos, Amenhotep, Ramesses I, Ramesses II, Kabara, Fasik, and others. Look at the way they used to cover their heads and look at how judges cover their heads today. Who copied from who? The history goes back to Kemetic Africa. Now, fact number four, right there. Now, in ancient Egypt, servants were smeared with honey to attract flies away from the pharaoh. That's how the pharaoh used to behave. They could smear you with honey as servants so that flies can go to you and they leave the pharaoh alone. The pharaohs were worshipped as God. Remember, I told you about Amen-Ra, the god. I told you about Isis, and I told you about God the Sun. Isis, God the Spirit, and God the Sun, that is God Horus. Pharaohs were also regarded as gods. These were pharaohs of Kemetic Africa. Fact number five. Africa has some of the oldest people in the world. Of course, we say all of us came from Africa, but they're some of the oldest tribes in the world, and some of these oldest tribes can be traced in Southern Africa. And one of these tribes are the Khoisan tribe of Southern Africa. The Khoisan tribe of South Africa is only now left with 100,000 people alive. But these are Bushmen of Africa. When you trace their DNA, they give you the original people in Africa, where most of us actually originated. The original genotype, that is of Africa. Now, another amazing fact number 6, if you may, is that Congo River right there. I'll explain it vis-a-vis the Zambezi Falls, which is fact number 7. Now, let me explain the Congo River right there. Now, the Congo River right there, give me a minute. The Congo River right there is widest river in Africa. River Congo, widest river in Africa. It is the deepest river in the world. At this point is 220 meters deep. That is nearly 4 times deeper than the deepest lake of Victoria. Congo River or River Congo is the second largest river in the world by water discharge. Its average discharge is 41,200 cubic meters per second. And that is 41,200,000 liters per second getting into the Atlantic Ocean from River Congo. That is the fact. Fact number 7 is the Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe, which are also seen in Zambia. Those are facts. Falls, Victorian Falls have been a very great tourist attraction in Zimbabwe and Zambia. Let us go ahead of these facts, as you can see. Victoria Falls, cutting across countries, and of course, joining countries together right there. The Victoria Falls, one of the amazing facts about Africa. So natural, so blue, so lovely. Now, another fact about Africa is taking you to the nomads of Ethiopia. The nomads of Ethiopia, one of the most exciting facts about Africa. The nomads of Ethiopia can be seen when you go to Ethiopia. I saw them when I was in Addis Ababa. You can see them in Kara, Bana, Dojen, Hama, Konso village, and others. They practice plates. They put plates in their mouth. There's a way, not the real plates as we use them to eat. There are some other small ornaments there. They decorate themselves in that way. They're people who love their culture that much. Let us look at fact number 9. Fact number 9 is taking us to Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso, we have a people they call the Tiebere. The tradition called the Tiebere, traditionally painted mud villages of Gurunsi people, the Gurunsi people in southern Burkina Faso, painting. That's how they paint. Look at how beautiful these paints are. These are their buildings, by the way. Burkina Faso, Gurunsi people, and Tiebere, those people there, that area there. Now, lastly, and most importantly also to note about Africa is the Eve gene. The Eve gene. We say that we all came from Africa. We say that the first woman who gave birth to all human beings as we are today came from Africa, and people in Africa, women in Africa, of course, black women, wherever they are, they have what we call the Guinea gene, the Eve gene. The Eve gene, whereby if you had a woman who is black and had sex with a Caucasian, has sex with an Arab, has sex with an Asian, they'll give you a black child. Regardless of who she mates with, a black woman will give you a black child. Whether she's sleeping with a Caucasian, whether she's sleeping with an Asian, a black woman will maintain the Eve gene. Note that. A black woman is going to give you mulattoes. A black woman is going to give you albinos, as you can see. A black woman can give you a person who is like a Caucasian, but it's a black woman to give you that, because black women have what we call the Eve gene. It's only in these women that they can give you whatever you deposit in them, but they remain with their own genotype. They'll give you that. Lastly, as a bonus, is that we are all from Africa as a part of this show. Our ancestors once looked like mutant monkeys. They only looked like them. They were not monkeys. They were not monkeys. They simply evolved. It has been a revolution. It has been an evolution. There were no talking snakes. There were no 10-headed elephant-headed bizarre gods or miracles. No, these were not there. They were people who simply went on changing shapes because of what we call evolution. And evolution theory can be clearly traced from Africa. We all came from Africa, and we simply evolved to the people we are today. The Homo sapiens came from Africa about 300,000 years ago. Remember, a black woman has the Eve gene. A black woman can give you a Caucasian, a black woman can give you an Asian, but a black woman will still remain a black woman, giving you that question. Now, these are people there, we call them the Melanesian. We call them the Melanesians. We call them the melanated people of Africa, Melanesians. They are found in Papua New Guinea, they are found in Fiji and Solomon Islands, but they are Africans. They have hair which may look like hair of Caucasian people, hair of Asians, but when you look at them, they're still Africans. I've reminded you of the Eve gene that African women have. An African woman will still give you an African child with that gene, because it is only in the African woman that they have this Eve gene thriving in them. Thank you so much, Baya. We shall end it here. This has been episode 6 of the amazing facts about Africa. This is Humanist TV Africa, and I want to encourage you to please subscribe to learn more about the Africa they never taught you in class. See you in the next one.